The last time I filmed, the footage looked amazing. I was so pleased with it, I was pleased with the focus, everything worked out perfectly. It's currently evening though, so I added another light, so that's why it might be a bit bright, because otherwise this would be too dark and probably grainy again. So we're gonna try this out. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing the reading habits tag. I've seen a few different booktubers do this lately. Jane from the Bookaholic, I can't remember anyone else, but I know that a lot of people have done this tag. I'm not usually someone that enjoys tags, to be honest. That's why I don't really do them. I've done it like once, and I also usually don't watch them. But the reading habits tag is actually one that I really enjoy. I thought that I would just do my take of this tag. I'm wearing my Buffy shirt. I love Buffy, and this is Buffy and Angel. That's very important actually. If your team's Buffy, leave. We only accept Bangles here. Angels. Angels? The first question is, do you have a certain place at home for reading? And the answer is no, not really. I mostly do read in my room, because that's where I spend the most time. I typically read in either my bed or my chair, depending on, like, I guess the time of the day. I usually read before going to bed. Because of that, I typically read in the bed. But sometimes I mix it up and I go upstairs to our living room and read there. I read anywhere, but typically in my own room, I guess. That's why you only ever see my room in my reading vlog. Bookmark or a random piece of paper? I'm definitely a bookmark kind of girl. I mean, sometimes I use random pieces of paper, like a receipt or like post-its or something like that. But if I have a bookmark at hand, I will use it. I love personal bookmarks and like handmade bookmarks. I have a really nice collection that I just want to share with you a bit. So these are some of my most used ones. My grandmother made me these cross-stitch bookmarks over 10 years ago, maybe even 15. I was such a big reader when I was younger, so she made these bookmarks for me, and they are very precious for me, and I use them so much, and I just think they're so pretty and unique and different, and I love them a lot. These are also a couple of bookmarks that I have. If you didn't know, I was, and probably still am, a very big Twilight fan. So I got these bookmarks through like special editions of the DVDs and such, and I do use them. I like the dangly parts of these bookmarks. I actually really do, and I like the quotes. Yes, I'm an Edward Cullen stan. I don't know, leave hate or whatever. I also have a few touristy ones. I have one from Malta and one from Prague. I don't use them as much, or they are in use currently, but I don't use them as much, and that's mainly because they're not as practical, I guess. They're quite stiff, and this part that is sticking out, it just makes it a bit more impractical. This is actually my latest one. My friend made this one for me for Christmas. I asked for her to make me a bookmark, and she did. And I love Winnie the Pooh. Ever since I was little, I have always loved Winnie the Pooh. So this one is also very precious to me. And I do have a bookmark coming up that another friend of mine also made me for Christmas. And she's a great drawer, so she drew this like bookmark inspired by things I love. And some of the things I love are like Angel Wings and Kingdom Hearts. This cool stuff like that. So all I need to do is just print this and laminate it, and then I can use it. And I'm super excited about that. Question 3. Can you just stop reading, or do you need to stop after a chapter or a certain amount of pages? I mean, I can stop reading whenever. Sometimes I have to, but I do prefer to stop reading after a chapter or like a page break or double spacing or something like that. So I prefer chapters, but if the chapter is super long or I feel myself falling asleep since I'm reading before I go to bed, then I just stop whenever. Do you eat or drink while reading? Like, sometimes, but not really. I don't make an effort to have a snack or a drink at hand while I read. I just pick up the book and read. But I don't mind having like a cup of coffee or some water or something to snack on, but I don't plan it typically. Question 5. Multitasking. Music or TV while reading? Music, definitely. All the time. Fully support that. If you're watching TV while reading at the same time, I have no clue how your brain works, because that would be too distracting for me, and I'm the type of person that loves to play phone games while watching a TV show. But like reading and I have to focus on the story, but I also want to focus on the TV show, that wouldn't work. But music, oh boy, yes. I read so well with music in the background. I've always been that way. I have always studied well with music in the background. So I think it's kind of the same for me with reading. And I can also listen to any sort of music at all, be it instrumental or with song. Doesn't really matter. It can be rock, pop, alternative, indie, lo-fi hip-hop. Yeah, I just love discovering music and listening to it while reading. Lately I've been more into like lo-fi hip-hop for reading, or perhaps these sort of aesthetic dark academia playlists. I'm also just so into alternative and indie and like alternative beats and stuff like that. So yeah, love music when reading. One book at a time or several at once? Several at once. Oh my god, I am so guilty of this. My currently reading is out of control always. Like I used to have it under control and now I don't, and I'm trying to fix it, I promise. I like to have at least different sort of formats of books that I'm currently reading, and by that I mean I like to have a physical or an ebook and an audiobook. The ultimate setup for me would be a physical book, an audiobook and an ebook going at the same time, because that way I know I will always be able to read if I at any occasion want to read. I listen to audiobooks while I drive back and forth to work. I read physical books at home, or I can bring them with me on the bus or like the metro if I'm going somewhere. And ebooks is always good to have on your phone. It's so convenient just to have it in your pocket and pick it up whenever and like read a sentence and then put it back down, or like read when you're brushing your teeth or whatever. Super convenient. I mean, like the ultimate for me would be to have like 3 books going at once. I think I'm currently at like 7 or 9, so that's bad. But out of those books, there are probably only 2 or 3 that I'm actively reading right now. But unfortunately there has been quite a few books that I have started and not yet completed, but that I still think I want to complete. So my currently reading at Goodreads is a mess. Reading at home or everywhere? For me this is definitely everywhere. This is how I got back into the habit of reading. I brought a book with me everywhere I went, even if I knew that I would only be able to read for 5 minutes, or even if I suspected that I wouldn't be able to pick up the book at all, I still made sure to bring the book with me. That's the way I'm staying consistent with my reading, by ensuring that I always have a book with me. And that's why I also enjoy having multiple formats of books, because it just makes it easier for me. Reading out loud or silently in your head? Silently. Definitely. I don't read out loud. I mean, I can have like visible reactions to the book I'm reading, like I can snort, or I can cry, or I can laugh, or I can make a face, but I don't read out loud. No. Reading is done quietly in my head. Do you read ahead or even skip pages? I tried not to, but as many others, I believe, I am also guilty of sometimes just like my eyes will just travel across the page, skipping a few sentences and like paragraphs, and then read like a dialogue or something and then skip back and try to catch up. So yeah, definitely guilty of that, especially if it's a book I'm very excited about. I sometimes accidentally skip ahead and then I have to backtrack. If I intentionally skip a paragraph or just like skim through a page real quickly, that usually means that I'm not enjoying the book. That's usually when I just want to be over with it. I might just have a couple of chapters left and I feel like I have put so much time and effort into that book, so you just want to finish it and be done with it. That has definitely happened, and I'm sure it will continue to happen. So those are typically the occasions when I will just skim through it, or maybe even skip a paragraph, just so I can be done with the book. But if it's a book I enjoy, I read everything. Breaking the spine or keeping it like new. I love to break my spines. Perhaps many of you cringed now, or like are afraid. I love breaking the spine of a book, especially a new book. First of all, I don't mind if a book looks a bit tattered and used. For me it's just a way of seeing that a book has been loved and well used and well read. But breaking the spine of a new book is a special sensation. I'm very particular with how I like to break my spines. And this is like super odd. If I have a new book, I don't just like open it and break the spine. No. I have to read it and then I break the spine as I go. And for me it's kind of a way of marking like how far I've come in the book, where I'm at. I do like that look when like half of the book is cracked and the second half isn't yet. Breaking the spine as I go, I love that, and I will continue to do that. I don't dog-ear my pages, I have my bookmarks, so I don't really harm my books in any other way, but I do break the spine. It becomes more comfortable to hold the book if the back is cracked. If I want to be able to hold the book in a way that don't hurt my hands, then I will crack the damn spine. And then question 11, the final question. Do you write in your books? I generally don't. I think I've only done it like once or twice. So it's not a thing I do, but it's something that I would be willing to experiment with. Yeah, I do tab my books with post-its. I like to just have a section that I enjoyed or a quote that somehow connected with me. But sometimes I have these post-it tabs. They're not the transparent ones, they are the ones that are like paper, and those you can write on. So what I might do is I might write on the actual post-it as I put it down in the book. Sometime in the future I would like to highlight my book, make it like bright and colorful, but that seems even scarier than just writing in your book with a pencil. Tabbing, writing on post-its, that's what I do. And I think that's it for the questions. So this was quite a short and quick, but also, I hope, fun video. A fun topic to discuss and share, so I really do hope that you enjoyed me sharing my reading habits with you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will share all of the questions down below in the description, so check that out if you want to do this tag as well. And please let me know, are you a spine cracker? Do you write in your books? And where do you read? I would love to know these things. Please share the chaotic side of you. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!
You gotta just go for it. Don't think about what comes after all.